Hi, we are baking some cookies today. This recipe is actually from a very, very old, this recipe is from the 1934 Hershey's Cookbook, and we are actually doing this recipe right here, and this recipe actually yielded some very nice, very soft, very, just honestly, the best cookies I've ever made. It's making my mouth water. Where I think I could have improved is I chopped up the peppermint bark way too small. So whenever it melted in the oven, it actually incorporated itself into the dough a little bit. So, I mean, you can kind of see like the chunks of chocolate and like the white chunks of the peppermint and stuff like that in it. But what I want to do is I want to actually make it to where there's actually chunks like a chocolate chip cookie, like, you know, a peppermint cookie or something like that, where you actually see them, and when you bite into them, they kind of get you. It's so good. Half cup granulated sugar, 1 cup of brown sugar. We got our stick and a half of butter, and a little more than a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Alright, other egg in. And now, we beat. Alrighty, I'm gonna let that go, because it does say to beat it. Yeah, it says to beat it well. So we're gonna let that beat itself to death, and we're gonna do 4 half cups of flour. I'm going to clean as I go. I want to get rid of the flour on the countertop here, because when I'm done baking, I'm not going to want to clean it. Flour here. So we need a teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of salt. Let's go ahead and mix all this stuff together here. It says to sift it together. Unfortunately, my sifter, while I do have one, it absolutely sucks. So I will not be using my sifter. And now I'm going to chop up some of this peppermint. That is all the chopping I'm gonna do. And I'll probably just use the rest of the chocolate chips. We're gonna put this on light mixing, and now I'm just gonna very slowly add in our dry mixture. I'm gonna add in a little bit, and then I'm gonna just wait for it to get incorporated. Kind of keeps it from getting clumpy. I'm just putting in enough to cover the base of the inside, and then waiting for it to get incorporated, and then I'm gonna add in more. Then just slowly add it in until it's all in. You don't want to add it all in all at once, just because it'll cause some clumping. It'll probably cause it to floof up on you and get your countertop all dirty. Nobody wants that. I like to get my cookie dough pretty well aerated, because it helps them. It helps the baking soda help it floof up some. Because if there's already air in the dough, then the gases from baking soda actually help it rise a little bit more. I didn't aerate these very much, and they actually turned out fairly thin. Let's see if I can tilt y'all in and get you a little bit of a better look here. You see, like, the little dimple that's being made, like, right there-ish in the camera? I'm waiting until I don't see any clumps, because those clumps are going to be balls of flour that haven't incorporated yet. I was talking to Dad about this yesterday after I made the cookies, and I tasted them the first time, and they tasted really fucking good. I just like making stuff. It can be anything. Like, as long as I start... Sorry about all the alerts and stuff, chat. As long as I start with something, like, start with a bunch of random ingredients, random parts, pieces, and then at the end, there is a product, there is something that I have made, and it either tastes good, or it does the function that I designed it for well, or whatever. If it just looks good, then that is the happiest I can be. Let's run this around the edges, just make sure all of the flour gets incorporated, because this is a very wet dough. Alright, so I'm going to turn this down, and we're going to start adding in our peppermint here, and we'll just throw them all in. Screw it. Any liquors in chat? Okay, so I have had the oven preheating since we started to 375. We're not going to lightly grease our pan, we're going to use parchment paper. These go in the top rack. The top rack for 11 minutes. What sucks is I can't even try them until they cool off for about 20 minutes. Got some right here. Oh, chat, look at them cookies. Well, thank you for hanging out. The other cookies are cool to the touch now, so I can go ahead and try one. They're so good.
Are they chocolate chip?
Halfsies.
What kind of voice was that?
That one's probably full chocolate chip, but if it's a little bit of peppermint, it ain't gonna hurt you. That's a good fucking cookie.
It's a little bit of peppermint, but not too much.
That's a good fucking cookie.
And it's pretty damn good cookie.
If you want to try these for yourself at the house or at your place, I'll go ahead and I'll post the recipe in the Discord. So
They're good.
they are good. Thanks for hanging. I'll see y'all later. See ya.